go past the top of my head.
So you soften your eyes, or you kind of do the soft eye kind of.
No, I just kind of watch everything through my peripheral vision, because whenever I concentrate my foveal vision on everything, it just, first of all, here guys, brief sidebar, I haven't heard this before. If in doing contact flow, I'm using my central foveal vision to watch what's going on, one thing that happens is naturally my head gets closer, right? Because we want to see more clearly what's going on. Bad idea. All right, the other thing is, I want to, basically your foveal vision is kind of hardwired into your conscious thinking of your mind. By the way, this isn't like strict, like very rigorous neuroscience, but it explains what's going on. All right, so it's kind of like, you know, when you focus like closely on something, on the car coming, like your conscious mind takes over, starts deciding what it wants to do, splat, and then by the time you decide, your brain's in several pieces. Whereas your peripheral vision, that's kind of what was evolutionarily designed to, you know, like a bird's come to live, you know, something like that, or like, you know, stuff you see out of the corner of your eye, you just react to before you think about it. Okay, generally. So when I'm doing contact flow, what I generally like to do, if I'm teaching, I'm looking at whatever. Okay, but generally if I'm doing my own stuff, Bruce is just, you know, beating me up or whatever. All right, if you notice, I'm constantly looking a little bit past him. Okay, and this does two things. A, it means that I'm taking in all this motion through my peripheral vision. Why is that important? I want to, for example, why would I not just do everything with closed eyes all the time? Keep flowing, Bruce. Okay, this is good to do sometimes, to do contact flow with the eyes closed. All right, because, you know, it really does emphasize your feeling and, you know, make sure that you're not looking for anything. But most of the time, I want to use my peripheral vision to pick up what all of this looks like. Why? I eventually want to get to the point where I can use my subcortical visual sensitivity to move the same way as if I had contact. Because, I hate to tell you this, most attacks don't start, "Hey motherfucker, I'm gonna get you," all right? That doesn't happen. It's more like, "Hey boom," right? And then, you know, if it comes from the front. So I want to be able to, if Bruce is coming at me, to be able to move with all of this and be unavailable yet unavoidable even before there's contact. That's also what allows me, doing contact flow, who's flow with me, Bruce, to be kind of ghostly and not have that much contact and just read everything with the barest minimum of contact. Okay? To give you an idea. So like when teaching and stuff, I'll be giving this kind of contact so you can feel what's going on, so people can learn. Eventually you want to get lighter and lighter so that you're basically doing stuff. You're allowed to attack. Alright, so whatever's happening, right, so basically with very minimal contact applied. Okay? And the way I do that is by, over many, many hours of doing contact flow, I'm feeling what this is doing, and if I'm watching through my peripheral vision, basically my subconscious is learning what all these feelings look like, so to speak, right? Learning to associate all of this detailed tactile information with what it looks like. Now, will I know as much through sight as I will through touch? No, never. Okay, because again, through touch, I can close my eyes and move with what he's doing with the other side of his body, whereas I can't necessarily, I can't tell as much just through vision. But A, it's useful if he's just rocketing at me, and I need to move with you before I actually have any physical contact. And just for contact flow, that's what allows me to be much lighter and sneakier, as opposed to, you know, having all this contact. Okay, so when you're doing contact flow, whoever asked the question, try to, my personal advice is to try to kind of always use your peripheral vision, kind of look past the person. Right? Just get kind of look past the person.
You're trying to do what? My peripheral vision.
Well, it doesn't mean you have to be still.
That's true.
All right? But, you know, quite frankly, if it feels uncomfortable using your peripheral vision, you know, if you feel tempted to concentrate with your foveal, well, something's not right. Okay? Because again, you should be able to do this pretty well with your eyes closed, without any visual input whatsoever. So, and I would just also say, it also makes it easier to kind of keep your head in a more neutral position, because once I'm watching everything, then it kind of becomes like, what the fuck? And you get dizzy. And plus, and finally, last point, if I happen to be fighting with this dude over here, it would be good if I can actually look around and see who the hell else is coming, you know, and be able to do that. Whereas if I'm so used to like, oh, always watch his chest or whatever, that's great until everyone from all these angles starts trying to kill me. All right, so it helps. Keep moving.